Hello everybody and welcome to this month's video. If you are on Patreon, you're probably watching this in March, and if you are not on Patreon, you're probably watching this in April. But if you're not on Patreon, please join us over there. We'd love to have you. No pressure, but we'd love to have you. And in this month's video, I will be doing a sketchbook tour. I finished my old sketchbook, and now I have a new one in here, but I wanted to walk you through what I did in this one, how I felt, like how I think I did. So I would love to share that with you. And so I'm going to put this one over here for now. Alright, let's get started. So in one of my videos I just drew on the cover of this. I think that's kind of a fun way to start a sketchbook. You just draw on the cover if it has like kind of a papery cover like this. This is just one of those moleskin Kayer, I don't know how you say it. I used to think it was cashier sketchbooks, or just notebooks. It's blank paper. It's okay paper. I think it's better for like probably colored pencils or pencils. I like to draw with a fountain pen, and this paper is pretty thin and bleeds, so I probably would not use this again for a sketchbook just for my own needs, but it is a pretty good, like, solid amount of paper. It's not super expensive. It comes in a pack of 3, so I think I'm going to use the rest of them for, like, junk journaling or just, like, you know, little notes and things. But for sketching, this one didn't really suit my needs. I do like how things came out, but personally, the paper just wasn't my favorite. But I do like what I did with the front of this cover. It's these, you know, those black-nosed sheep. I just kind of drew a bunch of them, which is fun. And so for the first page, I actually usually don't do this. But one thing that a lot of people like to start their sketchbook off with is a list of ideas. This was just for like a TikTok video that I did, but if that gives you ideas of how to break in a sketchbook, this is a good one. Personally, I just start drawing. I think I've kind of gotten past like the fear of the first page kind of thing. It's more like, okay, let's just get through this. So yeah, but a lot of people love having a list of things to just pull from so you never have art block. So that's a good way to start a sketchbook if you need ideas. And then getting more into like the art of it. This is like kind of where it's experimenting with pens. As you can see here, there's like a lot of bleed, there's a lot of shadow, a lot of ghosting. So I stopped using my fountain pen on this after that, just because I like drawing on like to draw on like both sides of the paper, so usually the ghosting is not going to work for that. But just on this first page, I was just like kind of drawing with lines, playing with different line quality, different pens. I was probably, one of my pens was dying, so I was doing that there. But I do like how these characters are. I think they're fun. And here I think I was using some Muji pens. I did like how this line came out better. I like trying to fill up most of the page. I think it's kind of a nice look. Some more fantasy stuff. This is when I kind of started writing. If you didn't know, I'm in Stanford's Continuing Studies novel writing program. And it's a certificate program. It's for like 2 years. And you just, you know, write a book with your cohort for 2 years, which is amazing. It's been so good so far. I've been in it for a little less than a year, but it's been a really rewarding program. And I've really been enjoying it, and I'm doing a lot of fantasy drawing because of it, which has been nice. It's kind of playing into both of my interests, which has been great. Like, the more I write, the more I'm drawing. It's just the more creative I am, the more creativity happens, which has been good. Not what I was expecting. I was afraid I was going to get burnt out, but my writing has been inspiring my drawing and vice versa. I don't think I said at the beginning, but this sketchbook was from last, June until September 15th of this year. So it was about, I don't know, 8 months-ish of drawing in here. And, you know, just working professionally as an artist, I actually don't get to draw that much. I work as a motion graphics designer, animator for my work, so you know, I have long days, I have long hours, and by the time I'm done animating all day, I don't really want to make any more art, so sometimes, you know, sketchbooks fall by the wayside. But I do try and, you know, finish them. But it does take longer than if I was, like, drawing every day. I am drawing every day, but it's for, you know, someone else, so I'm exhausted. Sorry, where was I? Someone was at my door, and my dog is losing her mind, so I'm sorry if you hear barking in the back. Yeah, so more pages. But I don't use a lot of color in my drawings. I probably should use more. I just like to, you know, kind of scribble something down. As you can see, there's lots of scribbles going on. But I like to kind of scribble and just get things done. Because usually, digitally, I like doing color more. I can experiment a little more, play with the colors, play with textures. So this sketchbook, I mean, this sketchbook also probably doesn't take marker or watercolor or anything very well. So usually my pages are just kind of black and white, which I don't mind either. I kind of like the stark, you know, contrast of it. But I'd love to hear if you use, you know, color in your sketchbook, or you like black and white, you like pencil, pen, markers, if you experiment, do a whole mixed media thing. But this is usually what I do, personally. House cow for Peppa. And some of these pages are a lot messier than others. Sometimes I'm just like trying to get ink off my hands. But I do try to put a little effort into them sometimes. Most of the times they're just kind of doodles, but I do like, you know, adding some little like doodads in there, experimenting. One thing that I liked in the sketchbook is how many people I made, but I would like to try drawing more, you know, animals in the next one, trying to figure out how I like stylizing animals. I think that's something I really struggle with, because I really like stylizing, you know, women and men and whoever else in between, like in this way, but animals I really struggle with, because I either make them way too cartoony or way too realistic, and it doesn't really match the style of the people. So that's something I'd like to experiment with a little more in my next sketchbook. One thing I'd also like to do in my next sketchbook is just kind of bring it with me more. I actually don't go out of the house a lot. I work from home. I, you know, don't really have an interest of going out most days. But I would like to, if I do go out, especially as the weather's getting a little nicer, to a park or a coffee shop or wherever I go. We are going on vacation a couple times this year. I would love to take my sketchbook with me a little more. Sometimes I bring it and forget that it's there. I would just like to more actively work on my sketchbook outside of my house, just to get a different perspective, maybe draw, do kind of a plain air. I guess that's more painting, but, you know, kind of that idea. Just because I feel like on Pinterest you're kind of seeing the same, you know, references, or, you know, you collect some references of people and whatever, but I would like to get more live action drawing in. I would also like to get back into doing life drawing. There's a really great class that's very close to my house that I should go to, because it's, you know, down the street, and it's a great opportunity to get some life drawing in, but I'm very busy and also very lazy after I'm busy, because life lately, I'm sure we're all feeling it, has been a lot, and so by the time I'm done with work and everything else I need to do in the day and everything, I just want to stare at a wall. And that's not healthy. I should go outside and probably get some sunlight and vitamin D. And this is your reminder to go get some sunlight and vitamin D. If you have not, please go touch grass. So pause the video, go outside, touch some grass, come back. Or just get a snack, either way. I also really like this, I don't know if you can see him. I really like this witch chicken character thing. I feel like can make a good animation for social media. And that's what a lot of these sketches are. A lot of this is just like sketches for things that I might make, or animations ideas I have. A lot of these turn into things like this bunny. I made an animation a while ago at this point, but this bunny turned into an animation. That was not the intention, but a lot of these sketches just kind of turn into something else. I'd like to turn this bear character into something too. I think he's fun. Also, apologies for all my rambling. If you've watched my videos, you know I just ramble in these videos, and we have a chat. So hopefully you don't mind my rambling. If you don't like it, just, you know, you can turn me off and just look at the sketchbook. I don't mind. I won't be offended. I probably would. That's what I would do if I was watching this video, so, you know, feel free. But yeah, in terms of vacations that we're doing this year, I'm very excited. My husband and I are going on our honeymoon in April. which you guys are I'm probably back by now by the time this video is up on YouTube. But yeah, we're going to Vienna and Salzburg, so that's going to be exciting. And we're going to go have kind of a music tour. Both my husband and I love music. We were both cello players. My husband still plays. I do not. But yeah, that'll be fun. We're going to go see some orchestras and go see Mozart's birthplace and all the fun things and go mostly eat, you know. So that'll be fun. And then later in the year, we're probably going to go to Germany for a week, so that's fun too. If you have any vacation plans, please drop them in the comments. I always like hearing what people are up to, where they're going, what's poppin' right now. And this page, aside from what I was just talking about, I really like these kind of angel drawings. I feel like angels and demons and things are kind of coming back in, especially in books. So I did like that angel I drew. I also really like sketchbooks because they're kind of almost a time capsule of like what you were doing, kind of like journaling. Like, even if they don't exactly have something to do with like what was happening in real life, like I just kind of remember like, oh, I was drawing this cat while watching this movie that came out in this month. Like, it's just like these drawings I feel like bring me back better than a photograph would. I like have that muscle memory in there, and it's like scent memory. It just like immediately brings you back. Also, I like these pants on this kid. I like some star pants. Maybe I'll make those. Or witches. I also like her glasses. And some pages, like I started, and then probably my dog was barking or something and just like forgot about. So some are fuller than others. Been like what my life has been going on, or my life has been like lately. But I'd love to hear about yours in the comments. I'm kind of almost getting to the end of the sketchbook, sort of. So I'm just gonna kind of flip through for the rest of it, and you guys can comment, and you all can comment what you're doing. If you like any of these pages, I would love to hear about it. Or if you hate them too, like please let me know. But yeah, that's kind of what has been happening in my life. I always like these videos because I can just kind of chat and like flip. I think I only have like one on my channel right now, but hopefully more are coming. So yeah, in the next video, I think I'll probably be decorating the sketchbook cover like I did with this one. So yeah, I'll probably do like a new cover to draw on. I've already started my sketchbook, but I'll pretend that it's a brand new sketchbook. The movie magic. And I think that's the last page. Yeah, the rest of it's just kind of like, you know, pen testing pages. But this is it. That's the whole sketchbook. I'll let you guys stay on this page for a second. But let me know what you thought. If you have any thoughts, if it was pretty ugly, you don't like it, you love it, I'd love to hear it all. So yeah, let me know. And that was the sketchbook. I think in the next one, like I said, I want to work on animals more. I want to use my fountain pen more because I love drawing with my fountain pen. It's nice to have like kind of little variety with line quality and everything. I will start my next sketchbook in the next video, and hopefully you enjoyed this one. And let me know what you're drawing in, what you're drawing, what kind of sketchbooks you like, anything about sketchbooks. I love hearing about people's sketchbooks. So let me know. Okay, have a good creative day. Bye everybody.